What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and we are ready to showcase the best solo builds to defeat the 7-star Quaquaval Raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, this raid was definitely not an easy one. I don't think it was as hard as Skeledirge, but it is definitely a tricky one that tricked me up for a bit. But we have 3 excellent solo builds that I can use for solo or online play, and you'll be able to easily farm this duck for all its herba mystica. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. So diving right into it. Looking at this raid, I actually nailed the moves in my prediction video. Aqua Step, Brick Break, Gray Bird, and Ice Spinner. And his additional moves are Bulk Up and Rain Dance. Now, it does start with a Bulk Up, which is problematic, and his ability, Moxie, is the biggest issue, meaning if it knocks out a Pokemon, it will get an attack boost. And if you're doing this solo, it's really hard because your solo allies can just absolutely get dominated. Now, I will say, if you do have an Intimidate partner or multiple Intimidate partners, this raid becomes drastically easier. I was doing this raid with one Intimidate partner, so it was pretty nice on that regard, and there's a frequent amount of them, and it's not too hard to reset for different raid allies if you really want to go down that route. But I just, I was testing with one because I feel like that's on average you'll probably get one. Now, it will be setting up the Rain Dance to 74%. It will do a second bulk up at the 40% mark. And it also will remove its debuffs twice at 75% and 45%. So there is some issues there for sure. The big thing is removing the ability. Removing its ability is Peak, Skill Swap, Worry Seed, Gastro Acid are the 3 moves that you can remove or trade abilities, and that's essentially going to make this duck a lot easier to deal with in general. And I do have 3 excellent solo builds that you can use that are going to clear it relatively fast. Now for the best raid builds, and we have 3, and we're going to demo the Electros at the end of the video, but the Electros build is actually great. It's Terra Electric with Shell Bell, max special attack, modest nature. I would recommend max defense, but I was able to clear max HP, so it is very possible. Now, this is a very easy build. Turn 1, you're going to gas or acid. Turn 2, you're going to acid spray. Turn 3, you're probably going to die, which is actually fine because you come back with full HP. And it's going to put the shields up. It's going to remove your buffs. It's going to remove its debuffs. And then what you're going to do after that is you're going to hit lunge like 2 times, 3 times, whatever makes you comfortable. I did 2 times. And hit acid spray about 2-3 times. And then charge beam your way to victory. Now, you could replace Charge Beam with Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is more consistent. It does more base damage. It always hits. But Charge Beam can increase your special attack 50% of the time. You'll probably hit 4 or 5 Charge Beams in this raid. But if you get more special attack boost, the faster the raid goes. So there is a variance of your range here, how many coin flips you get on heads on getting your special attack boosted. I do think Electros is a very good build, and I do recommend it. Now, Slowbro is a very strong build. I like Slowbro because it was my personal fastest solo. However, I did fail more of Slowbro than Electros in my raid, so I just want to put that out there. Now, Water Psychic's great. You resist water, and you resist fighting, and you resist ice, which is awesome. Terra Psychic with Shell Bell. Max special attack, max defense with a modest nature. And turn 1 skill swap, and then after that, you don't have to worry about Moxie. And then at that point, you're going to want to hit stored power a couple times to get that Terra boost. Honestly, depending on your raid partners, it might be smarter for you to hit stored power 3 times and then die, come back, and then all the things happen. Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, Terra Psychic, stored power, spam. Honestly, it works pretty well. Depending on your raid partners, you may or may not die. It just depends how many Intimidators you have. But I've had runs with Slowbro where I won and died. I died and then I won, or I didn't die at all. It just sort of depends. And you sort of just got to play it out on what you need. Now, Terra Grass and Manaphy honestly works really well too with the Shell Bell. Actually, I think this is as fast as the Electros build in general. Max special attack, max HP is what I was running, but max defense would be more optimal. And the moves you're going to go for is Skill Swap, Tail Glow, Energy Ball, Acid Armor. So turn 1, you're going to Skill Swap. And then after that, I would recommend going for Energy Ball spam just to get your HP up and also, get through the shields and all the other animations that are going to happen. Once he removes your debuffs or your buffs in general, You're going to want to hit like 1 acid armor at least, maybe 2. And then when you're ready to finally do damage, you want to Tail Glow, +3 special attack, Terra Grass, Energy Ball, get all your HP back, then Tail Glow again, and then spam Energy Ball. And you should be good to go. But I will say all 3 of these Pokemon definitely appreciate 1 Intimidate Pokemon on your side of the field. And that's very easy to raid reset. Super easy stuff. You can just like run away from the raid and you can get your allies reset like that. You can also get your allies reset by turning off your game too. So there is a couple of different ways by doing that, but just make sure when you're doing that, make sure you're offline so your raid allies can reset. But I definitely recommend 1 Intimidator. It's not necessary, but it will like make your life a lot easier and less stressful for this raid. All right, so we got the Electros in here with 1 Intimidate Pokemon. I do think an Intimidate Pokemon is very valuable in this raid. The more the merrier, I would always say. Now, bulk up, and then we're gonna hit that Gastro Acid. We want to remove any hint of Moxie, right? We don't want to see any Moxie up in here. Moxie's a problem. We don't want him boosting his attack. He already hits very hard. He's base 120 attack. And those water moves will be hurting us. All right, so now he has Levitate, which is like whatever. Doesn't affect anyone on the raid. So at this point, I'm going to go for some acid sprays because I'm actually going to count on myself dying here. I have no issue with myself dying. But what I'm doing with this acid spray is I'm going to be lowering his special defense. And also, this sets me up for a raid glitch called whenever you use a cheer on the turn you die, you actually pretty much keep it for the rest of the raid. I'm going to go for an attack cheer. All right, so we should definitely get killed by a Brick Break here. So perfect. It was a crit. So I was actually dead no matter what. No matter what happened there, he could have been -6. It would have not mattered. The crit would have broken through. That's Pokemon for you. This is actually A-okay. Lunge goes through shields, the lower attack, and Acid Spray goes through shields. He nullifies our stat changes. I mean, nothing inherently bad has actually really happened. He's removed his negative effects. We're fine. We're fine. And the rain is up. So what we're going to do here is we are going to hit Lunge a couple of times. We want to lower that physical attack. We want to keep it low, nice and low. Ice Spin is going to do a decent amount of damage to us. But it's not stab, and it's obviously not super effective. This is just mostly for survivability, but it also is building up our Terra Charge, which is very nice. Gives it a little bit back at HP. And he's just going for Bravery. He's just going for things that don't really make too much sense. But hey, that's the raid I am. So another Lunge. And we can now go for Electric Terra. I think -2 is good enough, especially because we have a Intimidate on our side of the team. So that's pretty neat. And I'm just going to go for a couple. I mean, I think I might just go for all 3 Acid Sprays and just start hitting Charge Beams, or go for Charge Beam when I need to get some HP back. This will be pretty ideal. That is going to be -2 special defense each time we hit him. And he's just really not doing much damage at all. I mean, he's only -2. The Intimidates have actually not been helping. Staraptor has not been dying. He's not giving us any Intimidate support at all since we got the shields up on him. And now we're going to get one. So it's going to be even easier to survive. But like, you don't need an Intimidator. It just makes it a little bit easier, but you don't need one, which is really nice. All right, so now he's -6 special defense. And we're going to really start popping off here with a couple of Charge Beams. Now, Charge Beam can miss, which is really unfortunate. It's 90% accurate, but 50% chance you get a boost. Now, if you want consistency, you can go for Thunderbolt. And Thunderbolt will do a crap ton of damage, but we did get the special attack boost. And those boosts are permanent for the rest of this raid. He will remove his remove his debuffs again. So his acid sprays aren't permanent, but +1 is really nice. And +1 charge beam is essentially doing as much as Thunderbolt, or maybe even more. And now if you can get the +2, I mean 50% is a coin flip, which is pretty neat. But our damage is doing great at this point. Did not get the buff there. He's going to remove his debuffs now. So when he removes his debuffs, I mean, the raid's essentially over at this point. I will go for an acid spray. At least, honestly, I feel like you go for 2. I think 2 is a little bit faster. He did set up another bulk up, so he is, he's gonna hit us a little bit harder now. We got +1 more attack. That's really doing nothing. Electros is super safe at this point in the raid. All right. And honestly, for my testing, Electros and Manaphy virtually have the same clear time too. So if you want to do his Manaphy, you can do the same thing. I find Slowbro has a slightly better clear time, but I also find it can be a little bit more inconsistent depending on your raid allies. All right, so we get this charge beam, and at this point, I mean, it has a potential to one-shot, actually, at this rate. Because we're +1, he's -4, no shield, this can do a lot. Okay, it's one more. We got the boost for funsies. And one more charge beam, and that's going to be a wrap. Now, you could run Coil instead of Lunge, but I think Lunge overall ends up being better. Because it does build up your charge, and it does make it safer for you in general. I think that's a little bit more valuable at the end of the day. And there we go. Duck is dead. Happy farming. Hopefully get some Herba Mystica ability patches. But like I said, if this build works for you, that's awesome. Slowbro works great. Manaphy works great as well. I do think this raid is harder in solo than in online play, so maybe jump online and try to do it there. But hey, we got Herba Mystica. We did it. And some proteins. Well, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a great one.